Hi Gemini, welcome to a general tarot reading for the end of October. And there's going to be a new moon in your 6th house in the sign of Scorpio, and that's happening on the 30th of October. So you may want to look at your diet or the way that you conduct yourself on a daily basis. Maybe you're going to change your schedule and do things differently, do things that are more efficient. So that's kind of neat. Okay. All right. Well, on the surface, one of the things I can say is that some of you may have found a real, almost like a soulmate relationship. And what makes this particularly special is that you may have not thought that you were going to be able to do that, because in the past position we have the 5 of Pentacles, and this is what I always call the poverty consciousness or the lack consciousness card. And so even though the Pentacles can relate to material matters, I think that you can generalize it to mean anything to do with feeling like you have limitations on something. And in terms of like or relationships, this could be a water sign person that you're deeply connecting to in particular. So this could be a Cancer or a Scorpio or a Pisces individual, and maybe perhaps in the past you were with an earth sign. So you're with a Taurus, or you're with a Virgo or a Capricorn. And that, that the other thing too about that is that person you may have felt limited with that person. And this one, it's more of a soul connection, because with the 5, what the card represents, there may have been it only went so far, and this one goes much farther. Maybe it was like just a physical relationship with the earth sign individual, and this one is a soul connection. I'm going to have to figure out how to lay out these cards so I don't have to do this and mess my whole spread. But this is the card I'm talking about. Sometimes this can be like reuniting with somebody that you've been estranged from, but a lot of times this can be committing to someone on a deeper level, or finding that real soulmate connection. And it's probably somebody that you've already been with, that you're taking it to a deeper level, a commitment level, getting engaged, wanting to get married. But the contrast is very stark from the past. So there's like a real sense of, in the past, maybe not feeling like that was possible for you, and now it is. In the business sense, likewise, it's very positive. Maybe you were feeling a sense of not having enough money, or having a job that was just like paying your expenses, or barely, or maybe it wasn't even, and now you're in a place where there's really this sense of, and it could even be like a partnership. You may have a person that you're working with that is great, like you're a great team together. But whatever is happening, there's a sense of unity with that you didn't have before. Maybe before it was feeling even a little bit up in the air or inconsistent. Could be the number 5 is a number of change. And change can be very good, but sometimes when you're trying to, with the Pentacles, it's like trying to build on something, and it's very hard to build on something that's in a constant state of flux. What's coming in is the sense of the culmination of something. So this could mean that, you know, a chapter is ending, but, you know, really, this is a 2, so it's kind of just begun, even though it's one chapter is ending. But there's kind of a sense of victory in what you have achieved. Maybe you've been through a lot, and you've come out the other end victorious. And this could be either in your career or your love life. You know, sometimes it's really amazing how much people suffer, and then they start to see a lot of good stuff happen. You know, the main thing is just staying in the game and then never giving up, and always having a positive attitude that you know, you can have a better day. Whether it, you know, especially, well, I could say both areas. I was going to say especially with love, because it's easy to become cynical, and then you just kind of close your heart off to somebody else. But the same thing could apply with a career, or, you know, something that you've always wanted to do, because you may have seen so many disappointments that it's tempting to kind of just throw in the towel and just say, you know, I guess it's not meant to be. And, you know, oh yeah, well, and as I said, this is the higher message, which is great wealth, the 10 of Pentacles. I didn't even see that I had drawn this card, actually. And, you know, this card can actually relate to inheritances. So you could see maybe somebody who is, you know, struggling financially, and then all of a sudden they're maybe they have this long lost great aunt that they never met, and they give them $1 million in their will. I'm not saying this is going to happen in the next 2 weeks, but never say never. You never know what's going to happen in life. That's why I always say that this is such a wonderful life, because it's like a novel. It's like a juicy novel that you never know what's going to happen. And you know, that's why you have to kind of stay in the game, like I said. Now, the 10 of Pentacles can also relate to a family business, or help from the family. Like if you know, do need money, maybe you will get assistance from some family member, but it could be just something that's gifted to you that comes from that lineage. And obviously this is for a very short period of time, and I'm reading this like some kind of epic reading, but the themes, you may not experience them literally as I'm talking about them, but you may recognize some of the themes as being true in your life at the moment. The thing that's crossing you is the Wheel of Fortune. I just got this for another sign in the exact same position. And what I was saying, the Wheel of Fortune is a very positive card. So even in the reverse position, it can, I don't think that it's necessarily a bad thing, but it's a challenge in that I think it's asking you to think about alignment. And, you know, are you trying too hard? Are you trying to do something that's not for you? That, you know, are you trying to live somebody else's life? Sometimes with, you know, and I'm not saying that in this particular reading that this is like prominent, but I'm saying like just in general that, you know, with family businesses, for instance, if somebody wants their son or daughter, for instance, to continue a family business, and the grown up son or daughter doesn't want to be in that line of work, and they don't want to do it, they may feel conflict because they may feel like, well, then the business is going to, be sold to somebody outside the family, and my parent is going to be disappointed in me and all these things. So it's a very sticky situation. But this card would be saying that, you have to watch out for taking responsibility for other people's feelings, because then you will go out of alignment. Like, maybe this is your time to have some wonderful things happen for you, but the kind of the fly in the ointment is that you may be not living as authentically as possible, and that is kind of putting a little bit of a roadblock in front of you in terms of, just having your good, be received by you in the most advantageous of ways. In other words, you may have things that are going to come to you, but it may not be in an easy way, whereas if you were living a life that is totally of your choosing, then you wouldn't worry about what other people are going to say, because you may get opportunities or like offers, and then if you feel obligated to somebody else because you're afraid that you're going to upset them or hurt their feelings or whatever that would be going through your head, then you're going to end up being the one that loses out. The advice is the King of Wands. This is like you taking charge in a career sense in a lot of ways. In a personal reading, romantic relationship, for instance, the King of Wands may just mean that the person that you're going to be with is going to be a fire sign. So it could be your opposite sign is Sagittarius, so it could be a Sagittarius, it could be a Leo, or it could be an Aries individual. Now you do have, as I said at the beginning, I mentioned water and earth sign individuals. I think that if it's an earth sign, that it might be someone that was incompatible. The Two of Cups doesn't necessarily have to be a water sign. Maybe that is the fire sign that you're involved with. And it's saying that that is the person that's right for you. But it could be that this is a facet of your nature that needs to be emphasized right now. Maybe you need to be like the King of Wands, whether it's in the business sense. This is like an entrepreneur, and it's the owner of his business who is calling the shots and is really successful, because the king is the highest it gets. So this may be like you just going for it and really like being very ambitious to achieve like great things. Maybe maybe you have closed a chapter in some way and now it's time to do your own thing. Maybe you've been working for other people too long and you have to kind of like do something for yourself. But also in personal relationships, it might just mean that you need to develop more confidence and have more sense of personal power in relationships and stop kind of like giving away your power. I had to pick a clarification card because as the outcome I got the Nine of Swords, which is a card associated with a lot of anxiety. So needless to say, I didn't want to leave on that note. I think that again, if you're not being authentic, you will feel a sense of anxiety and like you're not living in your truest sense. And whether that could be in your personal life as well. If you're involved with somebody who is not really kind of like this, what this focus is, which is soulmate material, then you might end up feeling a sense of oppression, like you're trapped. And it's in a very anxious situation. So I did pick another card to kind of clarify that. And I got the Six of Pentacles. And as you see, there's scales. So it means that the relationship has to be one of equal partners. People that are, both people are contributing to the relationship. And I'm not talking about materially, but that, you know, they're both interested, they're both investing in this. It's not one-sided, in other words. And it seems like it's a common theme in some of these readings that I'm doing, where, you know, there might be like one person who's trying to make everything work, and the other person is either indifferent or they're just too self-centered to care about actually, you know, pleasing the other person. But this definitely with a work situation, it's getting compensated for what you're doing. It's not, you know, selling yourself short. You know, it could indicate that you're getting a boost to your finances. For some people, I do think you're going to be getting financial assistance. Maybe it comes in the form of a loan either, you know, it could do it. This one is associated more with, you know, family, but this might indicate, or even like that you get some kind of a windfall, just for whatever. It could be another inheritance card. The 10 of Pentacles is also an inheritance card. It's a big one. But so same with the 6 of Pentacles. And so if that were to be the case, then maybe you would be able to, you know, support yourself while you were starting your own business, like the King of Wands suggests. So that's very interesting. So I hope you at least resonated with some of those cards, Gemini. When I do private readings, I use your natal chart, provided you have your exact time of birth, that is. And I can really look at much more details about timing and things like that. But you know, personally, I believe that you can do anything at any time. It's just that, you know, some days it's like the weather forecast. Some days are sunny, and you know, you're much more likely to enjoy yourself at the picnic, you know, rather than when it's raining. But that doesn't mean you can't have a picnic when it's raining either, you know. So in any case, if you'd like a private reading, there's a link in the description below this video. Otherwise, I hope that the rest of your October is really full of love and career and financial success. Bye.